Welcome into Gamesthetic episode 240. I'm Alex Sparky3. Hope you're having a phenomenal day today, whatever day you're listening or watching. This is the post Game Awards episode. Game Awards took place a couple days ago, so we're going to be talking about that today. We got John in here. John, how you doing?
I did not have music, by the way.
Yeah, no, I didn't either.
Real confused.
I didn't either. I know why we didn't have music. I'm very well aware of why. It's because of all the shenanigans that I messed with to get that thing to work in my studio,
like
my office.
You were like, we're about to start. I'm like,
yeah.
no, he hit the button. I was in the. I got distracted with a story.
I know, my fault. My fault. The music's playing on stream. I see the audio going. It just wasn't playing for us this time. So
it's usually
my
my
fault.
key of when I can tell stories and not.
Yeah, I know. My bad. I should have said, hey, music's not playing for some reason, but the music's going. My fault. Messed up. Do better. Go to spark3shop.com, pick up the Do Better shirt, because I need to do better. But overall, how you feeling today? Pick up the unprofessional shirt too. God, yes, love it. Sparky3shop.com. But yeah, how you feeling today? How you feeling a couple days after the Game Awards?
I'm feeling pretty good. It's one where, funny enough, Game Awards is like the one piece of gaming that I've pretty much done all week.
Yeah, I know.
A chill week, but Game Awards happened and kind of just molded over for a couple days.
Right. Yeah, so now we get to kind of sit down and give our full thoughts on it, on the major reveals or lack thereof, and the choices of certain reveals and the placements of certain reveals, as well as the award winners and presentation of the show, everything of the sort. So yeah, no, a lot to talk about today. Pretty much all Game Awards focused. We are going to talk about something in-house as well. And then just, I guess, whatever else we want to chat about, whatever we saw, whatever we've played, whatever we've seen. I don't care. We'll see. But no, if you could, make sure to check out the Patreon if you want to support us further. Join the Discord to come chat with us, and we'll make sure to shout out some Rogue Energy and the merch store again later on in the show. Anything you want to get off your chest before we jump into stuff?
Just mention it off the top here. Mentioned it last week. Path of Exile 2. New season launched Friday, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
So new season. Think there's a new act, new content. Sacrifice of the Vol, I think is what it's called. Also, new class in the Druid came out. So, if you haven't played Path of Exile 2 and you've wanted to try it, it's also a free weekend right now.
Yeah.
So there's another day or so of being able to try it for free.
Yeah. Nice. I do have one shout out before I forget. I meant to shout it out last week. It's just like, hey, it's coming up. I just forgot. So for anyone that by any chance watches these shows live or after the fact on the Gamesthetic YouTube channel, the Sparky3 Twitch, or the Sparky3 Kick, come January, we will no longer be live on those, at least for the moment. We'll pretty much only be live on the main channel, which is where most people go anyway. I've had a Restream subscription for the last couple of years. I decided just not to renew it in January, just save a little money. It's a 5 paycheck a month for me and the wife, so I was just like, let's not drop an extra $200, and maybe let's go do something else. Put it towards something else, another bill or something. So we'll pretty much just be on the Sparky3 YouTube channel for now, at least for a little while. I know there's other ways to do multi-streaming, at least to YouTube to Twitch. I don't know if I'll be able to do YouTube and YouTube again, which was kind of the ideal thing. The Gamesthetic channel, the actual channel, is always just been a backup. That's what it was designed for. It was designed to be a backup channel. That's what it's for. That's what it's there for, is if we need it, I got a backup channel. Sparky3, of course, is the main channel. So that is just a friendly heads up right now. I wanted to go ahead and get that out because I have forgotten for the last 2-3 weeks. But I guess other than that, let's go ahead and jump into stuff. So normally we just jump right into whatever is the big thing for the week and the big topic, but we do have something in-house going on. So I want to talk about that for a second because I'm excited for it. So today I did have a video posted. You can go watch that video as well. The Gamesthetic Awards voting has officially started today. And I'm sure John is ready to get this over with how much I've bugged the shit out of him.
You've messaged me constantly. You know what the funny thing was? Literally before we started, I was looking through Discord. I was like, where are these notifications from? And one of them was about the awards. And I was sitting there, I looked at it, don't even know how to go vote on this thing right now.
Yeah, no, I have bugged him constantly. I've bugged Zach quite a bit as well. So I'm sure they're ready to get past December. But the Gamesthetic Awards, the voting
This
is live right
motherfucker
now.
asked me to check it last night and then has the gall to message me this morning and say he changed half of it.
I did make some changes. My bad. All right,
He's
my
like,
bad. My
"Hey,
bad.
can you change that? I think I just wanted a final set of eyes on it." Sure. This morning I'm up early, like cleaning the house, doing a bunch of chores. Then I come back, I look at Discord, I'm like, this motherfucker.
Yeah, hence why I did not get a response.
I was working this morning.
Yeah, no, the voting has officially started today, December 13th, and it will run into December 23rd. And then after that, the video with all the award winners will come out on December 31st. So the link for it is at the top of the description right now. You can click the link on the Google form and go vote across all of our categories, as well as share it with friends, possibly leave feedback. We'd appreciate that. I will, for the live audience or maybe my audio listeners, because we have like all sets of different listeners, right? I'm trying to bridge them all together here. I do want to go through all the categories real quick for the Gamesthetic Awards and what we got cooking for this year. So we have first up is the John's Collection Award, shout out, which goes to the best / nicest new limited or special edition controllers, with our nominees being the Xbox Breaker Series, the Xbox Doom, the Dark Ages Base and Elite 2, the Xbox Witcher 3 10th Anniversary Edition, the PS5 DualSense God of War 20th Anniversary Edition, the PS5 DualSense Ghost of Yotei Special Edition, both the white and the gold one, as well as the PS5 DualSense Death Stranding 2 on the Beach Special Edition. Next, we have King of the Indies for the best indie game with Expedition 33, Silk Song, Hades 2, Blueprints, Despelot, Dispatch, Megabonk, The Altars, and Peak. For RPG of the Year, we have Expedition 33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, The Outer Worlds 2, Ghost of Yotei, Monster Hunter Wilds, Hades 2, First Berserker Kazan, Avowed, and Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time. For JRPG of the Year, we have Digimon Story, of course, the 100 Line Last Defense Academy, Octopath Traveler 0, Final Fantasy Tactics, The Ivalice Chronicles, Trails in the Sky, First Chapter, Like a Dragon, Pirate and Yakuza, Trails Through Daybreak 2, Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma. For Spooky Game of the Year, we have Silent Hill F, No I'm Not a Human, Look Outside, Chronos the New Dawn, Dying Light the Beast, The Midnight Walk, Face of Another, and Pieces of Me. Next, we have the best time sync game of the year, which this just goes to games that you can just get lost in, whether if they are single player or multiplayer. Arc Raiders, Hades 2, Ghost of Yotei, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Battlefield 6, The 100 Line Last Defense Academy, Octopath Traveler 0, and Fellowship. Next is Shocker, I Cried, which is a joke with our friend Diaz, who says that anytime he gets super emotional about a story. So this is for best narrative and storytelling with Expedition 33, Dispatch, Ghost of Yotei, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Death Stranding 2, The 100 Line, Octopath, and Digimon Story. The next one is I'll Never Forget You for the best, most memorable character with Verso from Expedition, Mael from Expedition, Robert Robertson III from Dispatch, Jan Dulski from The Altars, Henry from Kingdom Come, Atsu from Ghost of Yotei, Hinako from Silent Hill, and Sam Porter, Bridges from Death Stranding. Next, we have King of the Industry, which is going to be for the best studio or publisher. So we have Obsidian, Team Ninja, Koei Tecmo, Nintendo, Sandfall, Team Cherry, Hazelight, Supergiant, and Embark. Next is the Showcase That Did Not Bore Us Award, which is the April 2025 Nintendo Direct, the September Nintendo Direct, the February State of Play, the September State of Play, Xbox Games Showcase, Summer Games Fest, Gamescom Opening Night Live, and the Game Awards. Next, we have the most shocking moment of the year. First, with Pokemon long-term plans leaked. This is like all the way up to like 2030 plus. Kirby Air Ride getting a sequel over 20 years later. Nintendo being the one who starts the $80 game base game pricing. GTA got delayed twice in the same calendar year. Halo, Gears, and Forza come to PlayStation. The Xbox issues we've seen all year with the price hikes going multi-plat, as well as retail stores pulling product. Perfect Dark being canceled and the game barely in concept. Exodus 33 and it's just unprecedented success, most nominated game in history. The entire Bungie's marathon situation with all the art being stolen and Monolith Productions shut down. Next is the 7 out of 10 is a good game of the year. Of course, these are games that did not score perfect or wasn't praised as much or had short-lived praise, but are, of course, worth playing. We have Assassin's Creed Shadows, Prime 4 Beyond, Avowed, Tainted Grail, Dynasty Warriors Origins, Hell is Us, South of Midnight, and Mafia the Old Country. Then we have the Nostalgia Award, which is just your favorite Gamestetic game of the week from the whole year. I'm not going to obviously go through all those. There's a drop-down box where you can go through it. And there's also the 2025 playlist that you can hit. And also for today's Gamestetic game of the week that I'll do at the end, it will kick off the 2026 playlist. We also have month of the year, so just whatever your favorite month is. But I think everyone knows what month is going to win. Shout out October. And then the most hyped big name game next year with GTA, Resident Evil, Duskbloods, Wolverine, Fire Emblem, Seiros, Fable, and Tomodachi Life. And the most hyped, not as big name game with Tides of Annihilation, Blood of Dawnwalker, Adventures of Elliot, Beast of Reincarnation, Chronoscript, Mouse PI, Directive 8020, and Professor Layton. And then the last things we have is your 2026 prediction or hot take. The best ones will make it into the final video. The Your Voice, which is just your personal game of the year, regardless if it came out this year or not. So if you played it for the first time this year, totally counts. And the last two awards, which are obviously Game of the Year, and then Gamestetic Appreciation Game of the Year. This is an award that I want to have to the same level of pedigree as Game of the Year. This goes for best art style and art direction, because when we made the name Gamestetic, the idea around the name was to appreciate the beauty in gaming. So we have Expedition, Silksong, Deathbloat, Split Fiction, Octopath, Midnight Walk, Shinobi Art of Vengeance, and Sword of the Sea. And then lastly, GOTY, Game of the Year nominees for Gamestetic Awards. We have Expedition 33, Dispatch, Blueprints, Octopath, Silksong, Donkey Kong, Hades 2, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And then there is an optional feedback thing, which we would love to hear from you. But overall, I think we got a good list for this year. I will say throughout the whole list, the only things that are obviously going to stay year to year is Gamestetic Appreciation, obviously GOTY. Everything else is subject to change year to year. Just any feedback possible, we definitely appreciate.
Just want to say as well, while he was reading that out, don't take my head down or anything as lack of enthusiasm. It's been a lot of time looking at this list.
Yes.
I'm just letting him read it off.
Yeah,
because he's spent a lot of time into it. I was just letting him do his thing and also looking at it on my phone.
Yeah. So you haven't voted yet, right?
No.
Okay. Man,
there's a couple that I'm debating on,
okay.
so I'm not starting it until I'm ready to lock everything in.
I was curious about that because like we've already gotten a pretty nice little slew of votes, and I was reading people's predictions earlier, and I was just reading some of these. I'm like, a couple of these sound like it could be John. I'm just not sure which one. I gotta say, gonna go ahead and spoil something now with everyone's predictions. There's a lot of GTA related ones. Like I got a lot of GTA, and they're all the same thing basically. Of GTA's not coming out, GTA is getting delayed again, GTA is this, GTA is that. A lot of predictions around GTA right now, which is really funny.
Yeah, I've already locked in for 2025. I did my big GTA one. I don't know if I could just keep going GTA for big ones.
Yeah. When I started seeing some votes come through, I was reading all the GTA ones. I'm like, any of these could be John. And then I saw one in particular that said Nintendo won't do anything for the Zelda 40th anniversary. I'm like, that could be John too. John could put that in there just to spite me.
The problem is, wouldn't have known it's the 40th.
Yeah, next year's the 40th.
Wouldn't have known that until you said something, and I would have went, got to make a joke about that now.
But no, I'm super excited for the Gamestetic Awards, flexing that into our normal end-of-year content that we do. We seem to have, I guess, a date set in mind right now of when we're going to record the bracket. So sometime after December 28th, the bracket should come out, deciding the Gamestetic runner-up of the year that we do, because Expedition will not be in the bracket because it's just going to make it to the finals if it's in there.
We made that mistake at the halfway point of the year.
Took a lot of the fun out of doing the bracket.
So the only way we're going to be able to have fun with it is to not include it, because it is one where we all have agreed as well. It would have topped every one of our lists.
Yes.
So
which has never happened before in the history of the show. So that's
normally we all like very similar types of games, but very rarely are we ever gonna have like the same, even really like the same 3 games as our top of the year.
Yeah. Like I think the luckiest that we could ever get is two people have the same, game, whatever. But other than that, it's usually always different. So yeah, no expedition on that bracket. Just consider it the true winner, and we're gonna just do the runner up. Basically, it'll be fun. It'll make it fun to see what can make it to the finals, depending on how the dominoes fall and the pieces fall. And then I don't know. I guess either next Saturday or the Saturday after that, you and I will do our top tens. I don't know, whichever one we want to do. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, we'll I guess it depends on what happens if anything interesting happens next week.
Yeah, I know. So our top 10, we'll me and John will do our personal top tens either next Saturday or the Saturday after.
Yeah.
Not Zach, because as far as I know, Zach is just Saturdays are just unavailable for him for the moment.
Yeah.
So
Which my top 10 is mostly locked in place. At most, there's like 1 or 2 games that I'm playing that may find their place. And if they do, it's just a matter of like, I'm pretty sure I know where they fall.
right,
So it would just be bumping other stuff down.
yeah,
I've got my top 4 are, I think, locked.
nice. I'm actually still trying to decide my 2 and 3. I know who they are. I'm just trying to decide where they're placed.
My top 4 are locked. 2 of them are locked in place.
Okay,
And then I've got a little, but the other 2 are kind of flip flopping.
yeah. No, like I pretty much know everything that's in the top 10 for the most part. It's just also deciding how the dominoes fall. Because like I know what 2 and 3 are gonna be. I roughly know 4 through 6, but it's like it's such razor thin stuff. It's like So that's what I'm trying to figure out right now.
I
So
didn't know. Once I nailed in how I was deciding what fell where and kind of figured out what my personal, like, I don't know what the right word is, but justification
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of where stuff falls. Not the right word, but something similar.
right,
But once I decided how things were gonna fall and my reasoning for it, everything slid into place like just naturally.
yeah, nice, nice. I know one thing I was gonna sit down and do here soon. Which could just make everything easier for us for like keeping track of that kind of stuff, and as well as keeping track of everything Gamesthetic Awards is like in our work Discord we've got. I was gonna make a completely new category strictly for the Gamesthetic Awards and end of year content. So I was gonna have channels for like where we could each just type games. It's like, hey, this one for this category potentially, so that way I don't have to beeline in December, and look at everything of the whole calendar year and be like, okay, let me shuffle through this big mess and narrow everything down. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that for us to make it more organized. So you could also start posting lists there if you want to. So anyway, you ready to talk Game Awards though?
Sure.
All right, let's talk Game Awards. I think the biggest headlines coming out of Game Awards, number one, of course, is just Expedition 33 making history. The game that's won the most one award that has won the most awards.
It was the most nominated
nominated,
game
yeah.
ever, and is also now the most awarded game in a
Yes.
single night in TGA history.
Yeah, which beat out Last of Us Part 2, which won 7 awards. This one taking 9. I think there was only 2 categories that they did not win. It was like audio design and like player's voice. I think that's it. I think everything else they won. And then the other headlines is just everyone is talking about the kind of the decision making on the show ender. High Guard may be the worst show ender in TGA history is kind of the conversation.
It's a weird decision.
A
but
very weird decision. And then the last thing that I think is the biggest headline is just the show's presentation is probably the best it's ever been. The presentation itself was incredible.
I've seen some shorts come out of people that were in the audience showing what that screen and everything looked like from the audience perspective. Holy shit.
Right. Yeah.
It looked great on like the stream. Man, their perspective of it is incredible.
Oh, I don't doubt it, dude. Like, I mean, the just the level of detail into some of the reveals, like with Divinity and Control. And I also saw where Jeff after the show he shared like a rough sketch of the Control reveal and kind of gave some background into it. That apparently the first meeting for that reveal was in March of where they're planning on how to reveal the game at the Game Awards. That's crazy.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, no, it's one where like reveals, everything like that aside, Game Awards this year, I won't call it like a perfectly paced show or anything.
I think the first 2 hours was.
But that's the thing. I just overall, it's
Yeah.
not a perfectly paced show,
Right.
but it is by far the closest for any like presentation or like presentation pacing everything.
Yeah.
It's the closest we've got.
Yeah, no, I agree. As per every single show Jeff does, he always posts up the poll on Twitter. It's like, what'd you think of the show? Poll ended. The winning vote with 39% was D or below. And I gotta violently disagree with that because it's like if you're saying that, I think you're saying it because you didn't like the reveals, which is
Yeah.
justifiable.
Well, it's one
But
where
the show itself alone gives you some points where it's at least like a B minus.
well, yeah. Well, no, it's one where I didn't know that people rated it a D.
Yeah, no,
But it's one.
Jeff's final poll was a D.
But it's like we can very clearly understand why that is. It's because everybody was hyped up. We were all expecting like something from Soft, so like potentially God of War. We were expecting all the big hitters to show up and tell us when they're coming out, and we didn't get those.
Right.
And instead, reveal wise, we got
some notable things.
we got some really cool stuff and some like interesting stuff, but we didn't get the big hitters that Game Awards has become known for necessarily. So I think people were a little overhyped for the reveals.
Yeah.
Which, granted, I mean we've been trained over the past 5 years to expect the biggest names to come to the Game Awards for their reveals.
Sure.
It just
Never
goes
forget he got Xbox Series reveal.
it just goes to show Summer Games Fest is probably gonna be fucking crazy.
Right. Yeah, no, exactly. That's big facts.
It's like Game Awards didn't have the biggest reveals. Man, summer's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, no joke, dude.
If anything's gonna happen next year, man, summer is gonna be nuts. Or 2026 is just gonna be kind of whatever.
Yeah.
That's where we're at right now.
Yeah, because 2026, I feel like is going to be a very heavy first half of the year because I really just think people are going to steer clear as hell as possible of GTA, which is such a weird thing.
People
but
need to just quit.
I know.
It's like
yeah,
It's like it doesn't matter. If you're gonna steer clear of GTA, you might as well give up on 2027 as well.
right.
Because if it's gonna be an like second half of the year thing, you think delaying your game by 3 weeks is gonna make a difference there?
Right.
It's like that doesn't matter. Just quit. The people that are gonna want to get your game are gonna get your game.
Correct.
It's like, and granted, I have the different mindset on that because I am one of the few people in the world that has zero interest in picking up GTA 6 when it comes out.
Yep.
And I don't think I'm gonna get swayed.
Right.
So because it's just, I know what I would do with that game. I'd play it for 2 hours and call it good.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
it's
well, that was
just
fun.
It's just not my type of game necessarily.
Yeah.
So it's one where I don't like seeing people holding on release dates and like delaying or refusing to put stuff out there. Just challenge them.
Right.
Or not necessarily challenge them, but just put it out there.
Yeah. As long as your audiences don't clash, like people are still going to buy your game, right? Because there's different audiences for everything, you know?
Yeah, but GTA 6 is the audience of everyone.
Yeah, I know.
They're going to take everybody's money.
Yeah, facts. But no, dude, the TGAs, though, in terms of presentation was really good. Like you said, in terms of the pacing was near perfect. If that third hour would have been a little bit better, I think it would have been perfect.
Even on our reaction we were doing, that third hour, man, I was done.
Yeah, no, that's when it kind of lost me a little bit too. First 2 hours was great. The show opened up with an electric performance.
It was weird because like the first 2 hours was a lot more about reveals kind of than it was about awards. And then it's like in that third hour is when it was kind of like they realized everything. It's like, oh, we have to do all of the awards in the final hour.
Yeah.
Which was a little unfortunate because it did throw the pacing off, which, you know, is what it is. But that just means, based on the progression we've had for the past couple years, man, next year could be a perfect showcase.
Yeah, it really could, in terms of, because like,
As far as like the showcase itself, not reveals and that notwithstanding.
yeah, true. Um, no, all the performances they had though was good. Like the opening performance was great. Evanescence was very good. Just like, again, all the reveals. The Divinity reveal was insane. The Control reveal was insane.
I
Um,
I did see some people making comments about it, and you know what, I kind of gotta agree with them with the Divinity
okay.
reveal. Probably should have been a warning.
Oh yeah.
Probably should have been a warning
So
to going, like, maybe at the start of the showcase, just be like, just be warned, some of these trailers are gonna be mature.
okay, yeah. So the uploaded trailer does warn you. So the one at the Game Awards did not, right? I'm not tripping on that.
There was nothing.
Okay, all right.
No, because that was the biggest complaint that I
Okay,
saw.
just make sure I'm not tripping,
with
because
it.
the uploaded version, the video, has a warning
No.
saying for
Game-
adult audiences only.
Game Awards, it just
Okay.
it went straight into it. If they're gonna
That trailer.
if they're gonna showcase, because it wasn't even just that trailer. I feel like there was another one that was pretty graphic as well. That may have been Diablo or something that got kind of graphic there. But it's one where, regardless, if you're gonna show that much like gore, you gotta have a warning somewhere, even if it's at the beginning, like as the showcase is rolling in, just hit them with a adult or just a warning. Some of the trailers you're gonna see are for mature audiences only.
Yeah. No, because dude, Divinity, that was like, I love horror. You know, I can enjoy some gore with my horror and stuff or whatever. Like that gore was like kind of like pushing it for me. Like when the bubble popped on his back, that was like, ooh, all right, I'm good. That's gross. That was brutal.
But yeah,
I mean, good for never watching that trailer ever again.
But yeah, it's that discussion kind of aside. Divinity finally confirmed. We all knew it was they were going to be working on Divinity next. At least people that have kind of been with Larian before Baldur's Gate knew they were going to be going back to Divinity in some form or fashion. So very excited to see the confirmation of it. And also, we can rest assured that they're very early on with it. But we can rest assured with the fact that this is Larian. They are known for doing an early access approach. So once they get a build together, they will more than likely be going into early access with the game for multiple years for testing purposes. So we're probably a couple years out from that. But that's been their strategy, and they've used it to some of the greatest effect of early access.
Yeah, because like, how long was Baldur's Gate 3 in early access?
3 years, I think.
Okay.
I think it was 3 years, and Divinity was in Divinity Original Sin 2, I think, went into early access for a year or two as well. Baldur's Gate may have been 2 years, but it was 2 or 3 years, because they kind of put it out there and let you play with it for 6 months at a time, and then they'll do a big update to it, so that you to just try to test and break things.
Yeah, gotcha.
So great to see him going back to Divinity. Super excited about that.
Yeah, no, that was your big takeaway of the show for sure, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's one where it's like, I was optimistic of Divinity. I wasn't sure if it was actually going to be Divinity, but very excited for that, because I love the Divinity world.
Right. Yeah. No, that and honestly, Star Wars, the Fate of the Old Republic were probably like the biggest reveals there. Star Wars: Fate of the Old Republic also has Casey Hudson at the helm, who worked on the original game as well, of course, the Mass Effect trilogy. That one got a pretty big pop at the beginning, and a lot of people are saying they think you could have just swapped High Guard and Star Wars, and no one would have said a peep. And I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, we were talking about it before we started the show, because I posed a question. I was like, do you think if they just swapped the positions of Star Wars and High Guard, nobody would have complained?
Yeah, no,
pretty much, because it's like that's your big reveal. Because Knights of the Old Republic remake, It's never
Yeah,
happening.
we're never gonna see
It's
that
like
game.
people might as well give up on that. But essentially, a new one coming out is, especially made by the same guy,
Yeah,
is like gotta be the one of the most exciting things for fans of that game. I've never played those games in particular. I've also never played or never really played Mass Effect.
one day.
Uh, but it is one where I plan on playing all of them.
Right.
I own the Mass Effect collection. I was looking a couple like in the last couple days. I've been looking at Knights of the Old Republic
Yeah,
so that I
yeah.
can try to play them as well. Uh, and you know what? It's like 2026 is looking to be like not necessarily as big of a year as 2025 so far for games. I'm planning on using a good part of 2026 for older games.
Yeah, go through a backlog that you've built up.
And not even necessarily, it's like a newer backlog that I've come
Yeah,
up
yeah.
with. It's like just stuff that I want to go back and play because we've got new announcements for a lot of games. So I'm like, I might as well go back and at least try some of these games before the new ones come out.
Right. Yeah, no, I feel that. I feel that. Because like I'm preparing for our January 3rd episode of Outlook and Most Anticipated. So I've already kind of got my top 10 most anticipated. I'm looking at that list and I'm like, huh, that's a very interesting list compared to other years. So I get you. I get you. Um
I haven't even started thinking about because I know the first of the year is going to come around and you're gonna be like, all right, you ready to do like predictions and all this stuff? I'm like, fucking nope.
it's around the corner, man. January 3rd.
Usually I'm not prepared and I'm coming up with stuff on the fly, but you know what? I usually got a pretty good record.
Yeah, no. That's another thing too is I gotta finish getting our record from this year.
Oh, our records are abysmal, probably.
Yeah,
I know a lot of mine are abysmal.
yeah, I got halfway through that video and it was already looking pretty rough. And I said, you know what? Let's just put this down. We'll come back to this. I don't want to finish it. But no, dude, like Divinity, because of all the marketing around it with the statue, honestly wouldn't have made sense to end the show. Star Wars made sense.
Yeah.
Like if they didn't have the statue promotion, you could have done Star Wars or Divinity as your ender, and it would have been amazing. But like, dude, doing High Guard as the ender, like I'm sure it's gonna be a fun game to some capacity, but that's like just a genre people are tired of. Like it doesn't matter if you've got vets from Titanfall and Apex and stuff. It's like it doesn't matter if it comes out next month. That's just something that people don't really care about at the moment, and like, it feels like such a like the weakest ender that TJ's ever had, especially when you have freaking Okami sequel last year with like the original dude. Like that's night and day. You know what I mean? Like I think if you just swapped Star Wars with High Guard, it would have been
Yeah.
fine.
But it's like even like when we were watching the showcase, we saw that, we saw the game of the we watched the game of the year award and all that, and he's like, all right, and that's the showcase. We'll see you in summer for Summer Games
yeah.
Fest. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, wait, where's the one more thing?
Right? It's like it couldn't have been High Guard, right?
I'm like, where's the big game to end the showcase?
Yeah, because High Guard sure as shit don't feel like that.
Yeah. I don't know. High Guard did nothing for me.
Yeah, same.
It did nothing for me. I will say, aside from like Divinity, Star Wars, was there anything for you in that showcase?
Not really, dude.
Because like I at least got Celasta 2 release date,
Yeah.
which I've been looking for. I was looking back at this list and I'm like, I don't see anything in here that was like you. I mean,
Yeah.
you'll probably play Resident Evil.
I am planning to pick up. In fact, I already have it pre-ordered. Think about it.
Like you'll pick that up.
So the Leon confirmation was cool, but I already knew that was a thing, so it's kind of whatever.
But
so
yeah, it's like the rest of this, like these aren't your type of games.
no, so here, like here are my biggest announcements from the showcase to really show you how much this showcase was not for me. because 2 of them are games we're already aware of, and only one was a new game, and the one new game was a freaking pre-show game. So my biggest announcements was Pragmata getting a release date, because that game does look cool to me. I'm excited for it.
You kept trying to convince me that that trailer was cool.
I think it's cool. I think it's cool. I'm excited for it.
I was trying not to be a doubter on it, but I was like, dude, this is doing nothing for me.
I think it's cool, man. I'm excited for Pragmata.
You were like, dude, that little hacking mini game right there. I'm like, I'm glad you like it, man, but it
looks
did,
sick
I was
to
like,
me.
It did nothing for me. I hope when it. Have you played the demo?
I have not yet. No. I need to. No, because yesterday I was just busy doing some other stuff, and then today I was pretty much working on Gamesthetic Awards stuff all morning, and I played a little bit of Sandrock. But no, Pragmata, I'm excited for. I'm gonna play that gameplay demo. Actually, there was 4 things. So there's 2.
Actually, yeah, I might play the demo, and maybe that'll convince me.
So there was actually 2 new reveals that I did like, because I just saw the other one. Orbitals, that co-op game that was looked like 80s, 90s anime. That one looks cool. I'm excited for that. My most anticipated new game is, unfortunately and stupidly, Bradley the Badger.
I was about to say, is it that fucking Bradley the Badger?
Bradley
game?
the Badger. Because, dude, that gives me the most aggressive Conquer vibes in the world. Conquer is just a big movie parody, and this just looks like a big video game parody. And it's got Evan Peters, so it's going to be great. But then, my biggest takeaway of the show was just Exodus getting a release window. A release window, by the way. To tell you how much this show wasn't for me. All I got was a window. And it wasn't even next year.
Honestly, this wasn't the best showcase as far as releases for me either, because it was we got the announcement of Divinity.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited for. I got Solasta 2 release date, so I got that to look forward to, but that's several months away.
Yep.
I'm not a Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic fan yet, so that's cool.
A TBD.
That's cool, but not for me. Yet looking at it, it's most of this isn't necessarily for me. The one thing that did get me going though was and I liked your reaction when I mentioned it when we were doing it, was that Warlock D&D.
Yeah.
Because it's we just both watched the trailer silently, and then I just went, yeah, I like that.
I was just like, you would like that, John.
That was probably the other notable one for me.
I mean, see, the one thing that thankfully I am fairly mostly good at most of the time. There are a few times I'm not, and that's where I have John here and Zach here to bring me in, where it's just all right, you're full of shit. Calm down, buddy. For the most part, I can look at everything objectively, and objectively, it's got some really strong announcements. The return of Mega Man, the Star Wars, Divinity.
Double Tomb Raider.
Yeah, Double Tomb Raider, Gang of the Dragon, Control,
Total
War Warhammer 40K.
Total War Warhammer 40K is sick. That Gang of the Dragon, that game...
I'm probably going to play that.
That game, I think, is going to go wild.
Yeah, I will play that. So, it had some solid announcements. It's just...
Oh, yeah, Control.
Yeah, Control. It's got stuff that's cool, but I'm not jumping out of my seat for. You know what I mean? I'm not screaming from the rooftops. Like I said, the biggest one for me was an extended trailer at Exodus, which looks awesome, and having a release window of 2027 or early 2027, I think is what it says.
That's the other weird thing about this show. It's
a lot of 2027.
It's a lot of 2027, and then a couple release dates for 2026.
Right. No, I mean, overall, I thought the showcase was a solid B. A lot of it is boosted thanks to the presentation. But like I said, objectively, I can take my personal opinion out of it and say, hey, there was some good stuff here for the gaming industry.
I will say I'm sitting at about an 8, an 8 to 8.5, even with a lot of the announcements not being for me. For a couple reasons. One, presentation was great.
Unbelievable.
Pacing for the first 2/3 of the show was unbelievable.
True.
And probably the biggest thing for me, everyone who got an award got their time.
Yeah.
Everybody who got an award got their time. They got even to the point where there was a couple times where, because for every award, at least 2 people would come up, where one person would give their big speech, and then the audience would clap, and there were a couple times where the other person would then pull out a paper to start going again, and Jeff just let him go.
which is a first.
It's like that doesn't happen, and it's like just it's like that was great in my opinion. No, it's like, and even the people that were doing this, they accepting, everybody got their time. They didn't overstay their welcome with their speeches, which was nice.
Yeah.
So it's like everything about that was great.
Yeah. I think with allowing people just to get up there and kind of say their piece, I feel like maybe Jeff is far enough past the wound that was Christopher Judge for 15 minutes, where he's like, "All right, we'll hold up, let loosen the reins a little bit."
I feel like I feel like there's been conversations with people before the show starts now, and that was probably the catalyst for it.
Yeah,
because
it all started with Christopher
It was
Judge.
never a problem until then.
Yeah.
And
because
then
that started the show, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, Performance started the show that year.
And it's one where I, like, we had that, and then we had him rushing people off stage, and then we had kind of the weird in-between.
Yeah.
And then this year was great.
Yeah.
It's like everybody getting their time was probably the best part.
Yeah, no, like, again, and I cannot stress enough, in terms of the presentation, like how they approached reveals, the musical performances, honestly, kicking off the show with a musical performance, I don't think we've done that before, have we?
We may have,
Because
just
I can't remember.
It just maybe not as like front and center.
'Cause,
It's
like,
usually like a short thing,
Yeah.
if anything, or just kind of like a background.
Because, like, I feel like it's usually just like some music playing and Jeff coming on stage, not
A
like
lot of times.
like it's not like, hey, we're kicking things off with a 5-minute musical presentation.
like when the show-
everything about the presentation was
It's
fantastic.
like when the show started with that.
Yeah, biggest spoiler in the world.
I'm sitting there. I went, I wonder what's winning all the awards here.
Yeah, I know. It's like, oh man, I wonder, right? Like what a plot twist. I wonder what it could possibly be.
Expedition got, was it 2 musical performances?
Yeah, because it was the main, like, the game of the year one, and then that one. Yep.
Man. At least at Summer Games Fest, Jeff did not lie. Because when he briefly talked about Expedition at Summer Games Fest, he was like, probably going to be seeing a lot of them at the Game Awards.
Oh, dude, no lie there. It's like every time, like you pointed out in the show where it came time for like their 7th award, you noticed that the dude behind the lead director kind of leaned forward and kind of talked to him. It was almost like he was saying, "Hey, am I supposed to be the one coming up there with you?"
That's what it looked like, because it's like the discussion. It's like they were kind of going through stuff, and it cut to them, and the dude just leans forward and he goes, I literally said to you, I think he just double check to make sure he's the one coming up there. They won, and then he's the one who comes up.
Right.
Because every time they won an award, the game director or CEO or whatever, he would go up with someone else.
Right. Yeah. The only exception I think was strictly the music one. That's the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that was the main dude and like the person, the girl that also did it with him.
It was Lorian.
Yeah, Lorian.
And the lady that helped him write everything, and
I think that's
like the performer.
I think that's the only exception. Everything else was like everyone was like him and someone else.
Aside from performance, because Jennifer English got to go up by herself.
Yeah. Which also, I want to stress this. I genuinely want to stress this. Like, Expedition deserves everything that it got. Like, because there is still that minority of discourse saying Expedition's overrated or Expedition doesn't deserve this or this. It does. I'm telling you guys, Expedition is not just a game of the year. Like Astrobot last year, phenomenal game, but it's a game of the year, right? It Takes Two a few years ago, phenomenal game. It's a game of the year. Baldur's Gate 3 is not a game of the year. It's not.
There's a couple, it's like, we've had a crazy run, I would say, since 2021, really. Because I think 2022. Because 2022 was Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Then we had Baldur's Gate 3.
Yep.
And now I'm skipping over Astrobot there. And then we have Expedition 33, where these are not just a good game that came out in that year. It's like that's a string of, and even in 2022 when it was Elden Ring versus Ragnarok, it's like that was like these games are masterpieces. These are
Correct.
games of the generation. These are the games of all time.
Yes. Like, I'm telling you, mark my words, game of the decade conversation come 2030,
Well, yeah,
like
it's
Expedition's going to be in that conversation.
It's one where it's a loud minority.
It's a very loud minority,
but it's also there's also the very loud majority that's like, yeah, shut the fuck up.
yeah, no, like, look, I cannot stress enough for anyone that has not played it, it deserves everything that it got, legitimately. And like, you know, we here on this show traditionally are not the ones that are jumping to the rooftops for the #1 game of the year. Like, it's pretty rare for us to be that way. Like, it legitimately is. Like, I mean, you can look at any of our Gamestetic brackets, any of our top 10s we've done in years prior. Like, will the #1 game of the year from an industry standpoint, will it creep into someone's top 10? Yeah, it might, but it might be like ranking number 5 or whatever when we used to do top 10s all the time. Or like it was the Gamestetic top 10. Yeah, that was the combined thing that we used to do. But no, I'm telling you, we are not the people here on this show to just jump for the #1 game of the year, but we are telling you this is the game. Like,
Oh, yeah.
this is
Oh,
the
yeah.
game.
It's like a lot of time. Well, it's because like we don't go for. Well, I guess you've kind of started doing it where we don't go for just popular games, like the big games that come out. We don't aim for those because here we just play what we want to play. We talk
Correct.
about what we want to talk about.
Correct.
That's why for 8 months we talked about Digimon before it came out.
Correct.
That's why we had several shows dedicated to Digimon Survive when it came out.
That is
And
why we had years worth of Black Myth come out before Black Myth became popular.
Hey, only one of us committed to giving it Game of the Year that year.
Stop.
Only one of us
Stop.
committed and held true to what we said.
Stop.
But yeah, it's like we pick the games we want to play, and we plant a flag in the ground for it. But a lot of times it's not the best game. It's not the consensus games of the year. Hell, we didn't even do we had to bring a guest on when Elden Ring came out to talk about Elden Ring.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. No.
Because there was if we didn't do that, that was back in the time where me and Zach would have just talked about TFT for 2 hours.
Yeah. No, correct.
Because I think we did it the week before.
Yeah. No, that is correct.
But yeah, we just pick the games we want to play. At least I don't care if they're the popular vote for the year. This just happens to be a year where we have a very
Unique situation.
we have a group consensus, and the world agrees that Expedition is one of the games of all time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it's worth every single award, man. And I'm so happy for the success, especially when you just see the story around it of how everything started with like a Reddit post and finding a SoundCloud artist, and just it's crazy the timeline of this game. So no, go play it. Hey, free DLC out right now as well. Versus Drafts is available to download and play.
Dude, I saw a YouTube short earlier of some of the enemies in the Versus Draft area. They just fuck with you with their attacks.
I haven't seen anything yet, but like the initial environment. That's it.
You know how in the main game there'd be a couple enemies where you're like, come on, just stop trying to fake me out.
Yeah. Yes.
This motherfucker in the Versus Drafts, I'm pretty sure did like swung around in like a circle in 4 different orientations and directions before he attacked.
Yeah.
It was like just kept.
That's annoying as hell.
It was like 12 to 15 seconds of swinging it around before he finally attacked, and I was like, I'd just be like, just kill me.
Yeah, just get it over with. Get it over with. Hey, I did have one thing that I wanted to shout out before we get over to like the next thing, just real quick here. So the next thing we'll do is we'll just, hey, if there's any award winners you want to shout out, but I do want to point out something. Can we both agree that the placement of some awards in this show was really weird? Because me and you were like, for example, when like it was I think the action game at the very beginning, me and you both were very confused. Like, that's not what I thought he was going to announce.
They kept bringing people out, and then we'd talk, like have a discussion about why they're out there, and then they would go to present an award, and it's like, not what I was expecting.
So here's something that neither of us pointed out in the stream, or at least I know I didn't, but I don't remember you saying it either. But like, I didn't even think about it till after the stream. The whole Street Fighter thing. Why didn't they just do best fighting?
Oh no, that's I thought they were going to, but then I
Yeah.
remembered fighting game is like
I know it's
it's
usually
a
like that quick thing,
it
but
goes
like
in
you
the
had
quick
the perfect opportunity.
I don't know, the whole Street Fighter thing took up way too much time.
Yeah, it was fun though. I mean,
Yeah,
it
but
was fun.
it was fun, but it stayed way too long.
Yeah. No, like that's the only other complaint I'd have with the show is the placement of the awards and who was announcing the awards was really weird. Like I understand the fighter is usually like, hey, Jeff just doing a quick speed run of 5 awards. But if you got the whole dang cast of Street Fighter there in a trailer, let them do best fighting game. Let it make the main stage for once. Like that was just some weird decisions on awards. But with awards, do you have any awards that you wanted to like shout out or highlight? I know Expedition took a lot, but like, was there anything that kind of stood out to you from all the award winners?
There's a pattern I noticed after I saw it get pointed out to me a couple times.
Yeah.
Uh, a very easy way to get your game nominated and potentially win Game of the Year. Cast Jennifer English.
Correct. Yeah, I saw that same thing. So you know what that means, right, John? Tides of Annihilation is going to pop off next year, which is great because I'm excited as hell for that game.
No, I did want to just, I'd mentioned it before, Jennifer English winning. I'm very happy about that. She was the one that I wanted to win the award. I do genuinely think she had, at least of the nominees, was by far my favorite performance that had happened. Also, really enjoyed her speech that she gave.
Yeah.
It was really nice there.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else was there?
Hey, Nintendo won their category. Finally.
It's bound to happen every now and then, man. If you go into that category with dominating with the number of picks, eventually you have to win it.
Right. It's gonna happen sooner or later.
Games for Impact. I was happy to see South of Midnight actually win something.
Yeah,
South of
me
Midnight
too.
was not a game that really connected with me, but I like that it actually got some recognition because even though I didn't connect with it, I liked seeing. I could see the work and the passion that got put into it. So
Right.
love seeing it actually get something. Plus, it was also really nice to see them come up and actually collect the award because they seemed genuinely surprised.
Oh, I know.
They
dude.
would. It's like they had something there and they were in case, but they were not expecting it.
Correct.
Which
Which
was
I love that.
I loved seeing that.
Yeah. No, because like Zach beat South of Midnight. I still need to go back and finish it. That was one of the games I wanted to finish when I was on vacation before I got deathly sick. But I've almost beat the game. I mean, the game is so much fun. I mean, it's not one you're gonna ride home about and remember for all of eternity. It's the finest example of a 7 out of 10, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's a fun game. It's worth playing. I was really happy to see they got an award. Another one that I'm happy that got an award. Have not played it yet. I have watched some playthroughs of it. I was so pumped to see Midnight Walk win.
I thought you were gonna say that.
Yeah, Midnight Walk is like, it's one of those games for me that when you look at a video game and kind of look at like the direction you take for a game, it's something you can look at and actually say, this is a work of art. You know what I mean? Like that's what I view something like Midnight Walk. And that's why I got nominated for Gamestead Appreciation Game of the Year. Go vote. Because like it's just such a unique, creative game. So I'm glad that it won that. I'm glad that it won there. Shout out to Final Fantasy Tactics as well, taking home Best Sim Strategy. Baldur's Gate still just taking home the crown for community support. Just like,
when that came up, and it's like, because I was thinking about it before it happened, but when it came up and they went to announce it, I think I even made the joke. I was like, does Baldur's Gate still hold all of the power here?
Yes.
And the answer is yes.
Yes. Just like for best ongoing game of No Man's Sky.
Yeah, I had heard this on a couple other different shows. I mentioned it to you there. I think they need to retire No Man's Sky from that category.
Yeah.
And just make the award like
The No Man's
It's like
Sky Best
it's
Ongoing
like best
Game Award.
ongoing presented by No Man's Sky. Just
Right.
name the award after it because there will never be a better redemption story
Right.
as far as or it's like there really won't be a better redemption story or a better turnaround for a game than No Man's Sky.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, shout out to Zach. He got his Pretty Derby to win Best Mobile Game. Congrats, bud.
Also, man, the Fans Choice Award
Oh,
going
yeah.
to Wuthering Waves.
I know.
Holy hell!
People were pissed about this online.
Why?
Because
It
there were people I saw that was so pissed that a gotcha game from years ago or like 2 or 3 years ago, whatever, won player's voice. Like that's why people were mad.
It's what it is, man. It's the 100% fan vote.
It is, yeah.
The 100% fan vote. If you wanted something else to win, should have voted.
Yeah, should have voted
like
more.
should have
Share it
voted
with
or
friends.
or tried to push your narrative a little more.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, that just came back to me. But yeah, that was really funny.
Yeah.
Other than that, a lot of it was kind of what you expect.
True.
As far as a lot of the awards went, most everything else went to Expedition 33.
Oh, hey, what'd you think about? Have you heard about this Silk Song thing?
What Silk Song thing?
About the Team Cherry not wanting to come? Have you heard about this?
Them not wanting
To come to the Game Awards? Did you hear about this? Because like I didn't hear about this, and like
I heard them. I had seen that they weren't gonna, or they were considering not going just because they didn't think they were gonna. They were like Expedition's gonna win everything.
Yeah, so me and you, we caught this in the stream, but I didn't piece things together till afterwards. When Silksong won the one award for action adventure, Jeff made that comment. See, you guys did win something, and after that's when I saw on Twitter everyone sharing about that is because Team Cherry like said, yeah, we're not coming because Expedition's gonna win everything. That comment feels really fucked up by Jeff.
Oh yeah, I mean,
like what the hell, man?
I mean, Jeff's known for not being the best.
Yeah, yeah.
At basically making the most well done comments at certain times, and really kind of plant this flag in some areas. But yeah, no, it's one where I had seen Team Cherry was just like, what do we need to go for?
Yeah, because they're not in the States. Like it'd been quite a lot of travel.
It's like the reason they would have showed up, or the main reason they would have wanted to show up would have been for game of the year nominee.
Yeah.
But they're like, we're not winning that.
Right.
It's like we're not. It's like even if Expedition doesn't win, that would go to Kingdom Come.
Yeah. No, I just thought Jeff's comment was so out of pocket. Like,
Yeah, no,
I feel like that's one of those things of like, I feel like that was a conversation that probably should have, stayed not on live show. But yeah, whatever. Yeah, but no, overall, TGAs was solid in a lot of departments. Just the reveals, placement, and stuff, or it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's overall, it's a good show.
Yep.
It's like, if anything, after 10 or 11 years, Jeff he's learned how to pace his shows.
Yep.
So, and it's one where not every show can have the banger announcements.
Yeah.
So for not having the banger announcements, really, it's a great show.
Yeah, no, great show, especially from the presentation standpoint. So, look, with how it was paced and presented and everything this year, what you said, it just gets me more excited for 2026 Game Awards. That's gonna be a banger. I just hope the award. I think the reveals will be a lot better too, because at that point, it's like GTA 6 is out. Everyone who's scared, even though they shouldn't be scared, is ready to unleash their games. So I think the next year's Game Awards is going to be an absolute banger, because it's going to be very boring in the award department. It's just going to be GTA, which is basically what it was this year with Expedition.
Yeah, it's one where I saw a couple like little pieces of conversation being like, man, do you think this year is gonna kind of have an effect on Jeff, where he's like, maybe we should limit the number of awards somebody can win?
Right? Yeah.
Because it is one where it's like, I can understand. Because if you're one that doesn't normally watch Game Awards, and this was something that I saw that I kind of agree with, because overall, we can agree. 2025, amazing year for games. Like, pretty unbelievable year for games overall.
Right.
But if you're someone who's not big on games or anything, or like you just kind of play a couple things here and there, but you've heard about Game Awards and you watch it, you would assume that only one good game came out this year.
Yeah, I know.
So it is one where it's like it's a little one game sweeping as hard as Expedition did for the casual viewer probably doesn't do as much for the gaming industry
Right.
as like as there being a lot of variety to it.
Yeah.
Granted, if you're someone who has been paying attention to everything and you are kind of more into the happenings of what's been going on all year, you would understand that Expedition sweeping as hard as it did is a great healing moment for
Yes.
the industry.
Yes. Yeah.
But for the everyday person, it probably makes it look like only one good game came out.
Right. Yeah. No, that's actually a great way to point out. It's like, for the people that, aren't as tuned into the gaming industry, maybe they only play very limited types of games, and they're like,
Yeah,
I'll watch
or
this.
or it could be like the person who only plays 3 games a year.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's where it could be a little bit skewed. It's like, man, was this like not a great year for gaming?
Yeah.
It's like, no, you just don't understand. This is a generational game.
Right. It's like no, this is honestly one of the best years we've had in a while as
Yeah.
far as variety of and quality of games. Just this also happened to be a year where one stood above all.
Can you just imagine if you look at this year and you just pluck Expedition 33 out of it and just like what would have
This
won
would have
game
been
of the year?
this would have been a bloodbath.
This would have been one of the tightest races for game of the year we've ever seen.
If Expedition wasn't in there, everybody would have been more mad
I know.
because there wouldn't have been the one that stood above.
Yeah.
So everybody would have planted their flags and nobody would have been happy at the awards.
Correct. It would have been so diverse. But like the thing is, like, it wouldn't have been as like diverse and like all over the place as, let's say, the years It Takes Two. Because like this year just had bangers and then a generational game. You know what I mean? While the year that It Takes Two had really good games, but key words, really good games. Like, all right, let me ask you: if Expedition did not come out this year, what do you think would have won? Because let's just assume
Kingdom Come.
Okay, yours is Kingdom Come. I would have said Silk Song.
No, I think Kingdom Come. Like Silk Song was probably the most popular
Yeah.
outside of it that came out, but also was very divisive.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Kingdom Come was, I think, generationally loved.
Yeah. What would have taken that 6th spot? Split Fiction or Blueprints? You think?
I would hope Blueprints.
That's my hope too. Yeah.
Because I am of the opinion that Split Fiction, while from everything I've heard, great game,
Gameplay is unbelievable.
great game, but not as good as It Takes Two.
Narratively.
True.
Yeah.
But it's one where if your next game that comes out is in some ways a downgrade,
Yes. Yeah.
then I would rather put the one that was kind of like overwhelmingly loved above it.
Right. Yeah, no, I can get that. I feel like if X was to come out, I feel like Split Fiction would have been the one to possibly take the place, but I would hope it'd be Blueprints. Blueprints deserves it. Blueprints was such a gem that just unfortunately came out the same year that Silk Song got shadow dropped. So Silk Song kind of takes that place of, true indie darling, I guess, depending on how you want to look at it, because there were 3 indie games in there. So I guess it depends on how you want to look at it. I don't know. No, just if Exodus should come out, man, I would be very curious to just like dip my toes in that alternate timeline for a few minutes just to see what it looks like. Because Jesus, what a list of incredible games. All right, let me shout out some Rogue Energy. Use the referral link down below, promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off your order. If they have a better sale going on, no big deal. Just using the referral link still helps out the brand. But again, Sparky3 get you 10% off on everything on Rogue Energy's site, whether you're picking hydration, chill, or the energy cans or tubs. It works for Works for all of it. And we definitely appreciate that extra support by just using the referral link down below. Also, just friendly heads up for the listeners. Saturday Night Main Event has now started. Oba
Yeah,
Femi and
if
Cody
you've wondered
Rhodes
why
is,
Alex has suddenly stopped paying as much attention,
yeah. So if we get a little distracted, I apologize. But hey, we're
there were a
actually
couple
not
times
far from
I was saying something, I'm like, he's just watching the entrance. He has no idea what I'm saying right now.
I knew I was about 40% on you, 60% over there.
I was like, I said something, looked at you, and I was like, he has no idea that I was waiting on him there, so I'm just gonna keep going.
Sparky3shop.com. Do better shirt. Go buy it right now. No, is there anything else that you wanted to like kind of talk about? Anything that you've seen or done? Because if not, I feel like we're probably in weekly wrap up territory. Because like the Game Awards and the Gamestetic Awards are really the big things for today.
It's been a fairly light week for me for the most part. I mentioned at the top of the show, Path of Exile 2. I started playing it. I've very little time in it. But I did start I started a druid just to see try it out, see if it's something that I would be able to enjoy, cuz typically like I've learned in PoE 2 I can't enjoy the same things I do in PoE 1 in it really. I tend to I struggle in that game a little more. Uh so it's more like find something that I can't do in the first game.
Yeah.
And that's how I find my enjoyment in PoE 2 for the most part. Druid fits that pretty well. It's like swapping back and forth between the human and druid running around. It's just fun. It's fun so far. I'm not, like I said, not very far in. But from what I've seen of some other stuff, it looks like most people find that to be accurate. So I'll keep playing it here and there,
Nice.
and hopefully it sticks,
Right.
like I would want it to, because like I said, PoE 2 has been less. I enjoy the game, but typically anything that I can do in PoE 1, I cannot have the same fun with in PoE 2.
Yeah.
So I have to play it because it's like typically I've played the same build every time I actually get into and start enjoying the game.
Mhm.
And I did create that character in case I didn't like the druid.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's like I have that going right now. So see how that is. I won't be playing it like going all in, playing fast or anything, but it's one where I'll be playing it in the background a little bit, trying to have some fun with it.
Yeah. I did want to talk very briefly a little bit more on Prime 4, mostly because I wanted to kind of answer one of your questions from last week because I thought about this when I was playing it. So I do also want to give full transparency. I have not played as much Prime 4 as I wish. I played it again Saturday night after John and I finished the show. I played it for a few hours on Sunday. But unfortunately, from then on, dude, just I hit certain points of the game. Sandrock has me in the most aggressive death grip, and I can't get out right now. So that's where I'm at the moment. But I did play, some more Prime. I got through, like the next, the level that I was in, the boss fight, everything. I went over to Flare Pool very briefly before I got like, hey, get out of here, buddy. You don't belong here. It's like, all right, whatever. So I've gotten to like drive, Viola around Soul Valley, which is the question you asked, and I'm in the next area of the game. So, kind of going around Soul Valley with Viola, your question was, does the bike feel necessary, or did it feel like just like something to sell amiibos for? Uh, Kind of both. For the size that they went for with Soul Valley, yes, Viola is necessary. But then it comes the question: did they need to make Soul Valley that big? Obviously, doing something like this that they did was a different approach to Metroid, trying something new. And the way that the map is kind of laid out and kind of going through the four main areas, I do appreciate what they're trying to do. Of it is designed to make you feel like you are truly on another planet, not just like, how games are. You're on a planet, but it feels so small scale because you can go from one end to another. You know what I mean? the way that Soul Valley is designed is that it is designed as like you are in a desert on this planet and you can see the 4 other areas you go to, but to get there, you don't just magically go into the area like you're, let's say, in Tears of the Kingdom, and you like go from the Faron region up to the Elden region or whatever, right? It's not that simple. Like when you're going to approach one of these other areas, it does take you through a cutscene sequence, or you go through like this, this teleporter-esque thing where it very clearly depicts Samus as going on a journey to get to this other point, right? So I do like that Nintendo and Retro has designed the map in a way of, while the map may not look huge, like the world map just in your main menu, you do feel like, okay, I'm on another planet. Like I'm going from this one part of the planet, like Soul Valley, like, to like, let's say I'm like, let's say like in Egypt, for example. I'm going from Egypt all the way to, let's say, Japan. Like you're going on a journey going from point A to point B with, the cutscenes let you feel like you're actually truly traversing. Now, for the desert thing, I will say this. I feel like choosing the desert as the main hub was Nintendo's cop out to, one, give you a big area to make use for the bike, as well as not have to put a lot in it. And I feel like it's a cop out. There is stuff in the desert to do. You can find crashed ships. You can find other enemies to face. You can find little hidden areas and stuff. But like anyone that plays it, let's be honest, it's not like super mega detailed like a real open world game. You know what I mean? Like a Breath or a Tears or an Oblivion or a Skyrim or a Kingdom Come. Any open world game, this main hub area is not to the level of detail like any of those. I feel like Nintendo specifically choosing a desert, which is usually obviously barren wasteland, was kind of their cop out of, oh yeah, no, this is an easy way to get a large area to kind of explore, see these cool fun things here or there, like this crash ship and this hidden area underground, or this or this or this, but we don't have to put a lot of detail in it, right? Like it's not a big jungle where there's a lot of trees and like some hidden temples, or you know what I mean? Like it just feels like it was the cop out. So was it necessary? I feel like you could have gone just another
I was
Metroid
gonna say,
Prime route.
could it have been like a smaller area where like you see it off in the distance, but like you hit a teleporter? Do you think
Possibly.
it's like, would that take anything away from like a couple minutes of riding a bike in that direction?
I don't think it would have taken anything away, but I don't think it would have added to it either. Like, because I
Well,
kind of see what
yeah,
they were
but
going for.
I mean, I get that, but it's like the barren wasteland of the desert where,
Yeah,
yeah, you got a ship here that you can check out, or a ship there you can
yeah,
check
yeah,
out. In my mind, having to drive, because I don't know how far it is. I don't know if it's a couple minutes or 30 seconds or what,
right.
but having to traverse that distance or something with nothing in there besides looking at the distance for the most part. In Personally, that would take a little bit away from it for me.
Yeah,
It doesn't
does.
add anything to it. If putting a teleporter there, yeah, it doesn't add anything to it, but it
Right.
also doesn't take away from it. Whereas if you make me travel over there and I've got nothing to do in between that time,
Yeah,
that's gonna take away from it for me.
yeah. No, I get it.
If there's nothing to do there.
Like I said, I appreciate what they were trying to do, and I do appreciate them trying to do something different with Metroid Prime in general versus just being like the large zone to zone to zone to zone. You know what I mean? Because Metroid Primes are the perfect like 3D Metroidvania games. They are Metroidvania games in a perfect 3D sense. So I appreciate what they tried to do with Soul Valley and Viola and stuff. It's not terrible, but like it's still not anything that I'm gonna like say is super unbelievably amazing. It's fine, and that's why it got nominated for 7 out of 10 is a good game. A game that didn't score perfect, but it's worth playing. So again, it's fine. I see what they're going for. Once I actually finish the game, I'll continue to give you kind of a deeper review and to answer some of those questions. Let me
Okay.
quickly hit an ad break real quick. I'm actually going to play one of our ad videos real quick, and we'll be right back. No, I hit the wrong thing. Where's my video? Do I not have the videos here? I thought I had the videos. Here we go.
We have a merch store. It's not that great, but we have one. Sparky3shop.com. You can go pick up some really poorly designed merch, like the B shirt, which I think is actually really awesome. We have this thing called the Lonely Boy. It's just a cool little design. I'll put more terrible merch in there, especially if you recommend stuff, then I will probably put stuff in there. We have some really poorly designed hats, so that's cool. Yeah, and I think that's it. Spark3shop.com. It's in the description below somewhere. Spark3shop.com. It's a place you can visit and buy some merch, I guess, if you're feeling spicy. See ya.
All right, we're back. I had to go to the video ad break because John and I had to converse real quick about what's happening Saturday main event. Because right as I'm trying to finish my statement, something happened. I see John be like, and I'm just like, I gotta finish this right now.
Yeah. Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. All right, you ready to hit the weekly wrap up?
Yeah, that's it.
Wrap up the show. Nothing wrong with not having a 3-hour show for once. All right, first thing I've got is Xbox Developer Direct is confirmed for January, just like it was last year, which, hey, that's the one that featured Xbox 33, by the way. This one's going to be featuring Forza Horizon 6 and Fable plus more, but I don't think they revealed what else is going to be in there, but Fable's going to be in there. That's interesting.
I mean, honestly, yeah, Fable's going to be there. Forza Horizon 6 is honestly the bigger deal.
That is a massive deal.
It's the bigger deal, and man, that's one of those games that's just going to quietly make all the money.
Oh, no, facts. No, in terms of the games themselves, Forza is definitely the bigger deal, but like I was already expecting Forza to come out next year. I'm still like not buying that Fable's coming out next year.
But
so
still,
it being here gives me some confidence.
I still want to know what Fable is.
Yeah, I know. Like
we still don't know.
What's this particular Fable look like? You know,
I feel like they've changed it every time we've seen it.
I know. So no, I'm excited to see Fable finally. I'm excited to see Forza Horizon. I mean, this one's the one in Japan. Like this one's gonna be sick. And then whatever else is gonna be there. Because last year's Developer Direct was great. That was Doom, Expedition, South of Midnight, and Ninja Gaiden 4. That was awesome. That was great across the board. So I'm excited for this one. Hey, shout out to Digimon Story. Time Stranger has sold over 1 million units already.
I thought they had already done that, but you know what? The fact that it's officially been confirmed now.
Yeah.
Great.
No, because like I saw someone like I don't know if I shared this where I can pull it up real quick, but I saw someone like share like the sales for like the original and Hacker's Memory and another Digimon game, whatever, where it's just like, yo, like Cyber Sleuth had to get re-released 3 times and it only cracked at this number. Time Stranger is selling 1 million in like 2 months is crazy.
Like, the Digimon games have a low bar for success.
Correct.
And this is a very successful game. And I'm very happy about that.
Yep.
Because that just means we're going to have more and better Digimon games to come.
I know, which that's the most exciting part. I can't wait. Arcade 1UP is apparently shutting down. There's no official statement from 1UP yet, but this was making the rounds quite a bit. So that would be unfortunate, but I've definitely seen I think like RGT is pretty adamant when he talks about it. I feel like that maybe either like the quality's gone down. No, it's just because they gotten too damn expensive, I think is the other problem. Because like I know RGT's talked about this quite a bit, where it's like when Arcade 1UP really started to come on the scene, it was super like affordable to get into, where it was like $200 for a cabinet or whatever. But now they're like $600-700 for a cabinet plus. So it's just like if they're going out of business, I can probably understand why. So next up is Winx Club. The Magic is Back was announced. Just shouting this one out because my wife's super excited for it. It's a super random announcement. When I was scrolling through Twitter, I saw Winx Club got a game. Like that was not on my bingo card, but whatever. Deus Ex Remastered is apparently delayed indefinitely.
Didn't this just get announced
a
couple months ago?
It was like just this year. It delayed indefinitely and pre-orders will be refunded.
That's wild.
Not a good sign. Not a good sign. Iron Lung, the movie about Markiplier, his directing debut. It's also based on the game of the same name. Is apparently going to release in over 1,000 theaters starting January 30th. Originally, it was going to be 50 to 100 theaters. What a jump. That is a big jump, man. And pretty much every single major brand is going to be having it in some capacity. Cinemark, Regal, AMC, Marcus, etc. So big shout out to that. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Wario World. Hey, brother. Wario World is now on Nintendo Switch Online. I love Wario World. I hope and pray we get another Wario Land or Wario World game and not just WarioWare, but that will never happen. COD will apparently no longer flip between Black Ops and Modern Warfare and will create more unique games going forward. I saw Mighty Keith make a joke about this where he's like, holy shit, Battlefield and Arc Raiders really made COD try to be better.
I think
Because it kind of is.
I think it's less to do with those two games, I think. I think the community finally has just rebelled against them.
As they should.
And it's like it's taken you about 10 years too long.
Yeah.
But you finally did it.
Yeah.
I mean, if this means that now COD is an every few years thing and we actually start getting some good games or like something like that freshes up COD, then great.
Yeah. I think it's still going to be a yearly release. They're just not going to do Black Ops and Modern Warfare specifically.
Well, yeah, but it's like
I wish they just do it every other year.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like the idea is going to be to not flip flop back and forth, but maybe that leads to let's actually let them cook a little bit longer.
Yeah. Hey, I just realized something. Did Black Ops 7 not come out on everything like it was supposed to? I just realized that because like they signed all those damn deals.
No idea, dude.
Okay.
It came out to
because I know one of them was supposed to be Nintendo. It was supposed to come to the Switch. They signed a 10-year deal with Nintendo on this.
I mean, who knows, man?
That's crazy.
It came out, and the most notable thing about it coming out was the incredible amount of AI.
Yeah, and the terrible campaign. I mean, to further put in perspective how undialed in we are, I forgot it was coming out in November and did not put it in my Metacritic predictions. Whoops. Hey, next thing I've got is Pokemon Legends ZA DLC is out. I forgot that was coming out this month, honestly. But I will say it's got some hilarious dialogue from what I've seen. I've seen people sharing screenshots of actual dialogue in the game, like one NPC saying, a Pokemon called Flygon had a thought. I wish that I could Mega Evolve. That is diabolical and savage from Game Freak. And then there was also an NPC standing with their Arbok. And they said that it's just like, oh yeah, don't you think my Survivor is so strong? And you as the player have the option to say, but that's an Arbok. Because that was an actual 4Kids dub screw up that happened in the anime of someone said, go Survivor. And it was an Arbok in the anime. So shout out to Game Freak for just dialing it on the memes for the DLC. I will check out the DLC at some point, but I'm not in a huge hurry for it. Skyrim. Hey, buddy, released again. Skyrim Anniversary Edition has been announced for Nintendo Switch 2. So,
yeah,
it's
a new system. It has to release again.
Correct. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced has been apparently rated with Peggy. So that rumored remake is apparently dubbed Resynced, and we might be seeing it sometime here in the near future. I saw this, and oh my god, the heat and the hatred around this was crazy. I reshared some of the posts that I saw. So Analog 3D Funtastic Limited Editions was announced. For anyone that has no idea what that is, Analog basically makes new consoles of old consoles so you can use it in a HDMI capacity. So the Analog 3D is the Nintendo 64. This thing went on pre-order sometime last year for the standard like black, white, or like gray editions, whatever. And I saw it nonstop in this year of everyone like adding them and bitching at them like, hey, when is this thing coming out? You've given us no information at all. Like all year, pre-orders, takings. These are like $300 consoles. They finally came out like a month or two ago. All of their devices are apparently phenomenal. Everyone says, hey, the quality of the device, how it runs is great. They just hate the customer service and like kind of the how the company runs itself. Literally like a month after all these other consoles release, they release the versions that I guarantee you everyone would have bought from the beginning, and it's those transparent versions of the N64. Now, and the pre-orders went live literally like days after the announcement, and everyone was pissed. Where it's just like, if you would have just announced this from the get-go, like I would have bought this. Like, what the fuck? So no, there was a lot of people saying this is one of the scummiest companies in gaming. Like they make great stuff, but it's their business practices, super, super scummy. Because even I saw this and I was like, man, I would love to get that green one because that was my original N64. But dude, they sold out so quick and now they're being resold for like $500-$600 on eBay. And I'm telling you, just the people that buy these things, like the analog pockets or the 3D, oh, they are mad. Like they're asking for refunds of the one they already bought because it's like, dude, the fact that you ship them out and 1 month later, announce and release pre-orders for this, like that's scummy. That's scummy. It's been a crazy thing with analog these past few days. That was all I had for the news. Do you have any other news to shout out?
I don't think I have anything right now. But if I remember anything, I'll just, we got a show next week too.
Yeah, big facts. All right, Gamestetic Game of the Week. I am going to mail it in this week, but I'm not going to mail it in. Hold on.
No, I'm sorry. I looked at the screen and I was like, why does it say 85,000 days ago?
Does it say that?
It did. It was the subtitle.
Oh, okay. All right, my bad. All right.
I was like, what?
Yeah. No, we got what, 2 more matches before his match or 3?
2.
Okay.
It's only been 1 so far.
Okay. Anyway, no, Gamestetic Game of the Week, so I'm going to mail it in this week, but not in the sense of, oh my God, I'm going to shout out Red Dead or Mass Effect. No, I'm going to shout out a game that probably a lot of people have not played, but it's mailing it in.
Expedition 33.
All right, relax, buddy. Relax. That will be a game of the week at some point, but that's going to be when we really got nothing else to talk about. No, it's going to be a game that not everyone has played, but I'm calling it mailing it in because of how much I've talked about the damn game. And I figured, hey, you know what? It's time. Let me just go ahead and make it game of the week. So Gamestetic Game of the Week this week. We're going to do My Time at Sandrock. This has been one of the most addicting games that I have played this year. It is honestly, like, if we talk all games I've played this year, new and old, it's legitimately probably my second favorite game I've played this year, only behind Expedition 33. Not normally my type of game with like the life sim, farm sim type game, but this is an indie game where there is so much heart and soul in the game. The amount of detail with the characters and the story, the overarching story that you kind of progress. It's a very, very long game. It's really interesting to see how everything unfolds with the whole core concept of just trying to rebuild this town. So the game starts with you and another character, Mion, who comes to Sandrock to become the new builders of the town. The previous builder, Mason, is retiring, and he's the finest definition of mailing it in. He kind of mailed everything in, whatever. So you two are coming in as the new builders to help try to rebuild Sandrock, where Sandrock used to be green and have trees, and then now it's just a desolate wasteland, essentially, and you're trying to help rebuild the town. The whole world of Sandrock, the whole world of My Time, the series of My Time, is a post-apocalyptic world that gets kind of slowly depicted throughout the story, whether you're playing My Time at Portia, the first game, or My Time at Sandrock, where you just kind of hear through side tidbits or reading tidbits or whatever about how, the world got so engrossed with technology, and then technology ruined everything, essentially, and then everything had to get rebuilt and people had to go live underground while the world was trying to heal itself. So it's one of those kind of things, and you're just kind of rebuilding, and that's the whole concept. You're rebuilding everything for the town. You get to meet all the different characters, talk to them every day. You can hang out with them. You can begin dating characters, marrying, have a family, everything, building your house, expanding your property of home, having farm animals, doing the farming elements. There's dungeons to go into. There's dungeons that are literally work like roguelikes, where like each level you can go scan a device and get different buffs or whatever, and then there's the standard like, oh, go in these areas just for mining's sake. Like right now I've got 2 of the mines unlocked and 2 of the dungeons unlocked, and there's at least another dungeon to unlock. And plus the map is honestly pretty big for a good chunk of the game. the map, like the game locks you kind of within a certain area. Like I'm like 45, 50 hours in, and I still can't go across this bridge that's like 30 seconds away from me, because every time you approach, it's just like, oh, like something, oh, your head's getting too dizzy, you can't go that way. But like if you look at like the world map, it's a big ass map, but like the story just consistently unfolds as you go. And even though you're kind of contained to where the game wants you to be, you never feel like the desire of like, oh, I feel trapped, because there's so much for you to do. You know what I mean? Like constant commissions, the story missions, going in the mining, going in the dungeons. Like you don't, you kind of forget that, oh yeah, I am kind of trapped here. The game won't let me progress here or here until stuff gets unlocked. Like you do kind of forget about it, because there is so much to do within the city of Sandrock itself. A lot of characters to meet. If you happen to have played My Time at Portia and you just haven't gotten around to Sandrock, you do get to encounter characters from Portia as well. I love it. This is not my normal type of game, but God bless, has this game got me in a damn death grip. I have had such a fun time with it, and I definitely recommend you checking it out. You can get it usually pretty cheap. Hell, I bought 2 versions of the collector's edition for Xbox and PlayStation both, and they were both on sale for like $20. Like the game is not that expensive. It's worth checking out, especially with the new one coming out, My Time at Evershine, and the development and like the progression for that, and like the details of the game and the graphics and how much they continue to advance is like each game from Portia to Sandrock to Evershine. It's incredible the amount of just, oh, we're going up and up and up in terms of how great the game looks. So Gamestead Game of the Week, the first Gamestead Game of the Week of the 2026 playlist for next year's GSA, My Time at Sandrock. Great game. Go play it. It's a great game. I can't sing enough praise about it. I'm having a blast. Let's get out of here. Hitting the music. We can't hear the music this time because it's on the thing. John, last thoughts.
Man, I'm usually the one that does the game that I've been playing lately as the game of the week.
Yep.
So you're trying to take my thing there.
Sorry, man.
But yeah, anyway, if you like what you saw here with us, then we do these live streams every Saturday about 6 p.m. Central Time. So come check us out then.
Yeah, we're back next week. We might do our top 10 favorite games of the year of 2025 games next week. We'll do it the week after. I'm not sure. But again, hey, go check out the Gamestetic Awards. The link in the description below for the Google form, as well as the video we've got. And vote on it. Share it with your friends. We definitely appreciate that support. We definitely appreciate the feedback. If you think everything sucks about it, tell me it sucks. I don't care. But we definitely appreciate any sort of support that you can give us. So look forward to the GSA on December 31st, as well as our Game of the Year bracket coming up too. So until next time, guys, have a good one. Bye.